Welcome to ADHD Power Tools, where we give you the tools to unlock the power within.
Hello, Brooke. Today, I want to ask you and talk to you about digital distraction. Now, digital distraction, it's crazy for us with ADHD. It's pretty distracting. Gets us off the production. And I want to ask you, how can we stay away from digital distraction and stay productive and relaxed and consistent with our day-to-day operations?
Yeah, digital distractions everywhere. And, I was just watching a podcast the other day. It's like, even if you don't have ADHD, you can be distracted digitally because everything is electronic.
Mm-hmm.
But especially with the vote and the election, I mean, how many
Yep.
text messages have you gotten from spam,
Oh goodness. Oh
right?
goodness. I've gotten like 5 today, like 20 last week. It is insane. Yep.
Never in my life.
So
Never.
yeah, the notifications are going on and off 24/7. It's
It's
distracting.
It's wild. I teach a lot of my clients about the app Forest to turn off some of their social media apps. Also, there are so many apps that you don't use that you probably have on your smartphone that you're getting notifications from. So when I first start with a lot of clients who are distracted by their phone or their computers, I have them go through their settings and take off a lot of the notifications that pop up because you don't even know how many just, we're so used to looking at our phone light up or vibrate or ding.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, so it's everywhere. And every
Mhm.
time you do that, it takes you away from whatever you're doing. And sometimes it could take 10 minutes, up to 10 minutes to get back mentally focused onto the task that you're on. So
Mhm.
we say
Mhm.
we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but if you're getting distracted by these pop-ups and it's taking you away from your task and you're then trying to refocus your time back onto what's your priority and what's important, um, it's tough.
Mhm. And I agree. It does take a little bit time to get hop back on that task, and that's why it's good to give yourself that little like guilt-free time where it's like, okay, I'm off my phone. Now let's have some guilt-free. Let's relax a little bit. Then we'll hop on. You don't have to go right away into it. Take some time, and even maybe just chill on your phone for a bit. That little 10 minutes, chill on your phone. Accept the fact that you have been distracted for a while, and then go back onto your productive tasks. And you do bring up a great point when putting the notifications off. For my iPhone, it goes off all the time when I'm studying because I'm a college student trying to get into medical school. So my classes are a bit rigorous and I got to be sitting down and studying for hours. And the thing is with that is when your phone goes off and I go on my phone, it's a wormhole. I'm stuck in this insane amount of distraction through social media, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram. And it's funny. I put all those little social media apps into a little folder, and I call it junk, just to get me away from all that stuff. But I
Okay.
put time limits on them, and I delete these apps, and I put like when I say time limit, I go into this section in settings called screen time. Have you heard of that? The screen
Yeah.
times section,
Yeah, where you get
and I
those alerts
see
on
how
your phone, 4 hours.
exactly,
And
exactly. And I'm like, wow, I'm spending a lot of time on my phone. So I put time limits on it so it notifies me when there's a time when you've been on an hour or 2 hours on it, the specific app. And
Mhm.
that helps me a lot. Deleting specific apps that I know are so distracting, like Twitter or YouTube, I do that as well. And that helps me self-control. And I mean, it goes for video games and your laptop, not only your phone, but digital distraction in general. Those are some of the cool tools I use. And uh, notifications, do not disturb, putting your downtime on your iPhone, things like that.
Yeah.
you
And
know
I mean, we're just so influenced also by what pops up, right? Like, every time a question's asked or a thought is provoking, do you sit there and think about it or do you look at your phone and try to find the answer, right? Another
exactly,
digital
exactly.
distraction, media just hitting you with information all
Tab after
day
tab.
long. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Link
So
after link. Yep, yep.
So I think just doing those apps like you had mentioned, the screen time on certain apps, Forest, deleting some of the apps off your phone, setting specific times to check your emails or check your social media, and be very intentional about it. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, and you can be productive with these distracting apps too at the same time. It's like these little phones we have are kind of mini computers in our pocket. We can do a lot of productive stuff with them and try to, transmute that distracting stuff into a more productive thing. You bring up Forest app. What is that? What is that, like an application? What's the Forest app?
The Forest app, it builds trees on a forest if you don't hop onto certain social media apps. But then when you take away from whatever task you're doing and you jump onto the apps, it starts killing the trees in the forest. So,
wow. That's cool. I like that.
It is cool. It is cool.
Yeah. So you can get that like on the iPhone and anywhere. It's called Forest.
Yeah. Forest.
Okay, that's cool. I gotta look into that. That's awesome. But the digital distraction, setting specific times, you gotta kind of force yourself and limit yourself to stay away because it's so stimulating. Social media is so stimulating, and you can sit there for hours and hours and hours and kind of forget and become blind to time.
Yeah, that time blindness, and for people with ADHD, it's that just dopamine kick. Every time a notification goes off, boom, the dopamine hits. But that's why so many of us just love to sit there and like wait for it. And even if a text doesn't come through, and even if a social media alert doesn't come through, or an email alert doesn't come through, we're sitting here scrolling. Did anything come in? Did anything come in? Remember the days? I don't know if you do, but I remember the days when these phones were not around. And I remember when they first came around, I said, I'm never going to have one of these because it's just too stimulating and there's too much distraction. It's taking me away. And now you can't live without it.
Exactly. It's another entity of our body basically. And we can't live without it, just like you said. And, I wasn't, I'm not that old, but I'm not saying anything, but I got my first BlackBerry in 8th grade. It was a little BlackBerry. And it was nothing compared to what we have now with all the access and notifications and social media. It is insanely stimulating.
And did you BBM? Remember the BlackBerry?
Yeah, I used BBM. Yep, exactly. That's back when I used to live in Lebanon. I used BBM.
Wow.
Yeah, and the internet, data wasn't that fast over there either. So I kind of saw that side of not really using a lot of phones and all that. And I like it.